As business owners and instructors, it's really easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day running of your gym and forget to kind of push your business forwards. We end up teaching all the classes, we end up doing the cleaning, we end up being like a psychologist, we have to order all the supplies, we do tons and tons of different things. And what that means is that we end up focusing on these small tasks that don't necessarily drive our business forwards. However, if you can maybe do 2, 3, 4, 5 of those major tasks a week or a day, you'll be surprised at how far you can push your business in a year. And that's what I want to talk to you about now. There's a really simple system that I like to use, which is, I learned from a guy called Dan Meredith. Entrepreneur, had tons and tons of businesses, many fingers in many pies, so to speak, and it works really well. It's something that I used to use a lot. I don't use it quite so much now. I have a slightly different system, but it's great when you're first starting out, particularly if you don't have a lot of like additional resources or help or things in place. It's a way that you can very quickly identify what you need to be doing and then start planning it out in your week. And it's very simple. And the whole system will take you maybe an hour or so to do once a week, but that hour is really well worth spent. So essentially, it's a couple of different parts of the system. The first one is the brain dump, okay? And this is kind of like the core of the system, okay? And what you need to do is take every single task that you have to accomplish over the course of a week and just write it down on a blank sheet of paper. And I mean like every single one. So, I need to buy toilet roll, ice packs, I'm gonna go to the bank, whatever it is. Like business critical things, non-business critical things, whatever it is that you have in your brain, just dump it on that piece of paper. Okay, that alone will actually help you kind of consolidate, like free up a lot of headspace and a lot of kind of worry about things that you might have to do, and kind of decrease the overwhelm. But once you have that brain dump, what you need to do then is the second step, which is score each of those tasks on a rating of 1 to 3. Okay, now 1 is like the business critical stuff that like only you can accomplish. Let's say you need to, apply for a bank loan or go talk to a bank manager or something that's just ultra critical that only you can do. Okay, and that's a 1, and it has to be done. Really important, and it's going to move and drive your business forwards. Number 2 is like something that's important, but not necessarily something that is critical to your business. So I can't think of a great example off the top of my head, but something like, maybe you need to update your electricity bill or something along those lines, right? It needs to be done, it'll help save you money, but you could probably push it off for a week, not 100% essential right then and right there, okay? And then number 3s are like day-to-day errands that pretty much anybody could do. Okay, so this is where it's like, buying toilet roll or, picking up ice packs or just little things that are just kind of end up eating up your time that you don't necessarily have to do. Somebody else could do that for you very easily. Once you have written down that list, the next thing that you want to do is you want to map out your week. Okay, so you can use a calendar. You need to have blocks of time, kind of dedicated blocks of time. I'll talk about this in another video. But you want to fill each day with somewhere between like 3 and 5 of those business critical tasks, those things that you absolutely have to do that are really going to move your business forwards. Okay, once you've done, like, let's say that I pick 3 on Monday. Okay, I've got these 3 really important things to do. If I manage to do all of those 3 things, then I can start knocking off some 2s. Once I've knocked off my 2s, then I can go on to the 3s. Okay, and you do that the same every day. These are my business critical tasks. Now, you don't want to do, like, let's say you finish your 3 ones that you have to accomplish that day. Okay, those 3 really important business critical tasks. You don't want to then do another 1. You could, but you also don't want to burn your brain out as well. Like if you schedule this properly, you'll probably only have, like I say, maybe 10 ones across the week anyway. There's not going to be a huge amount that you're going to have. So you want to spread those out and make sure that you're doing them to the best of your abilities and not overwhelming yourselves. Okay, so don't try and knock off another 1. Instead, go through some of those 2s and some of those 3s and help like that kind of more day-to-day stuff that needs to get done as well. All right. So, and you do that for 5 days a week. I wouldn't recommend working any more than that. You need to rest as much as you need to be kind of driving your business forwards. You know, we're in a very physical environment. You know, if you're teaching, even if you're just teaching, you're using your body all the time. You're making sure that people are staying safe. You know, you're trying to help your students get better. This is tiring, okay? And particularly when you're dealing with like young kids as well, it's exhausting. You know, so you need to make sure that you're getting adequate recovery as well. It's very, very important. Okay, now, the final thing that you want to do is when you next come to do your brain dump is you want to review the previous week tasks. So you look through those, hopefully it'll only be 2s and 3s, maybe some 1s in there as well. You look through them and you decide whether they need to be added to the following brain dump, so your new brain dump, or maybe they're just unimportant. They're not actually that important, and there's no need for you to worry about them. And that'll particularly happen with things like 3s, okay? So that's kind of the review stage, which again is very, very important because it allows you to see like a lot of the things that you do on a day-to-day business, like they're eating up your time, but they're not actually pushing you forwards. They're not helping you grow your gym in any way, which is really, as like the main business owner, that's what you want to be doing, okay? And those 2s and 3s are actually the tasks that you want to start pushing off when you get employees or people out to help you. They're the things that you want them to be doing. Okay, so this also becomes like a way of starting to create delegation lists that you can give to people. Okay, so you know, maybe you have someone who helps you out a couple of times a week. You know, we started actually with one of our students who was I think she was 16 at the time, and she just started helping us out on the front desk. We started paying her. We employed her. These are the tasks that I would give to her. You know, so it would be, maybe she was 18 at the time, I can't remember exactly, but it was like, I would give her tasks that she could accomplish very easily. It's like, Nadia, on your way into the gym, could you please pick up some toilet roll? Job done. Like, it takes a little bit of her time. It's, you know, not business critical, which is what she was kind of there for. She was to facilitate those things, but it meant that I didn't have to do it. Like my time, in theory, as the business owner, my time is more valuable than Nadia's, right? I have all the skills to run the business, I have the skills to teach the classes. Nadia, you know, she's young, she's great, she's really personal, or she still is. She's now a lot older than that, but she can't necessarily do any of the marketing stuff. She can't necessarily do any of the finance stuff. That only really I could do, or Chelsea could do as well. Okay, so that's how you can start to delegate to an employee and actually free up some of your brain power to focus on growing your business as well. The final thing I want to talk about is a very, very simple tip that will, you know, on those days where you feel like you're kind of unmotivated or you just don't know where to start, you're feeling like you don't have any creative energy to do anything, but you know that you still have your ones that you've got to push off, you've got to knock those off to keep growing your business, right? What I do in those situations is I do any task, a simple task that's going to take me 5 minutes to do, but it's going to get me going. Something that's ultra simple. So again, I'm using the example like maybe I need to order some ice packs from Amazon. Okay, so I log onto my Amazon account, find the ice packs, order them. Okay, what that does is it starts to create a little bit of momentum. It gets me in the headspace of doing work and it starts to push things forwards. It's then much easier. Once I've knocked off like a 3, I can then jump back into, okay, now we're in work mode. Now I'm going to strive forwards and we're going to start pushing this business and start growing again. Okay, and I'm going to start focusing on those business critical tasks. Okay, so it's a very, very simple thing to do, but it will have a really big impact on those days where you really don't feel motivated to do anything. Okay, and it's the same if you have any other task that you really feel like you don't want to do, just start doing something that you can accomplish easily and you'll be amazed at how you'll switch on and be able to then do the kind of more complicated tasks that are going to help you grow or whatever you're doing at the time. All right, so hopefully you guys found this useful. If you want my notes, as always, just comment notes below and I'll send them over to you. And if you have any questions, same thing, drop it below and I'll happily answer them. Okay, talk soon. Bye-bye.